Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Aubrey Keith, and today I will be discussing yachts that are engaged in marine science and my capstone project that analyzes opportunities for recruiting a more involved fleet of citizen scientists. First of all, some of you may be asking, what exactly is citizen science? Well, it is when the general public aids scientists in their research by collecting and sometimes analyzing data, as well as assisting with experiments. Due to the nature of the aquatic environment, citizen scientists in this case are limited to individuals or groups with access to boats. Citizen science has been growing in popularity and acceptance in the scientific community as a means to gather meaningful data. This is especially important in the marine environment as traditional methods for studying the ocean, such as the use of research vessels, are very expensive and provide limited data. In order to properly assess the health of the ocean and be able to implement appropriate conservation efforts, more continuous monitoring over larger areas and longer periods of time are required. In addition to the scientific benefits of mobilizing these communities in data collection, there is also an opportunity to promote ocean conservation and literacy among participants. However, there are several challenges in engaging with citizen scientists at sea, such as non-standardized methods for collecting data, difficulties in communication, and inconsistent engagement. By investigating these challenges and identifying key characteristics of vessels more likely to be active and effective participants in citizen science programs, we have an opportunity to improve recruitment of new participants, thereby yielding a larger and more engaged fleet of yachts to call on for citizen science projects. This will result in a greater impact that citizen science can have on the marine environment to better support conservation initiatives and drive policy change. For this study, and in connection with my capstone project at Unity College, I have partnered with Katie Sheehan, manager of the Citizen Science Division at the International Seakeepers Society. Seakeepers is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to promote oceanographic research, conservation, and education through direct involvement with the yachting community. They do this by connecting boat owners and their crew with scientist-led expeditions and citizen science projects through their Discovery Yacht program. Seakeepers then provides every yacht that enrolls in one of their citizen science programs with all of the necessary equipment to collect data and send it to the scientists in charge of the program that they are participating in. Here we can see members of their Discovery Yacht fleet participating in several of their citizen science programs. Next, I will discuss the methods used to conduct this study. First, to develop my knowledge base and research this topic, I used the search engines at Unity College Quimby Library, Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and Wiley's Online Library to identify peer-reviewed papers that relate to this subject. When conducting searches, I used a combination of keywords such as citizen science, user engagement, marine science, conservation, seakeepers, and data collection. I read through many of the results provided by these journal databases to find applicable peer-reviewed work and added those that were to my annotated bibliography. I used this research to gain a better understanding of my subject and apply their findings to support conclusions made from my analysis. To develop my dataset, I compiled publicly available information on all vessels registered for Seakeepers Discovery Yacht Program since the program's inception and the citizen science projects in which they have participated. Data was obtained on 100 vessels in Seakeepers Discovery Yacht Program. However, there are several not included due to lack of data. I utilized the Discovery Yacht portal on Seakeepers' website for data on participating vessels' name, method of propulsion, length overall, otherwise known as LOA, and number of passengers. This portal also provided limited data on citizen science programs and vessel participation. For more comprehensive lists of the Discovery Yachts that participated in programs such as the SARA Initiative, Seabed 2030 Project, Scientist-Led Expeditions, the Newston Net Research Collective, or a device deployment project, I reference Seakeepers' published press releases and annual reports. I also reached out to my partner directly for confirmation on the accuracy of my data collection and cross-referenced these points with Seakeepers' internal records concerning program participants. For data points on each Discovery Yacht's flag state, number of crew, general cruising locations, and private or charter status, I conducted a Google search of public yacht brokerage sites that had listings for each yacht, or I used their Automatic Information System, or AIS source, on Marine Traffic, an online maritime analytics provider, to view their location and other data on the vessel. These data points were then compiled into a CSV file for compatibility with the software used for statistical analysis. All analysis were carried out using XQuartz and R. A generalized linear model, or GLM, with binomial logistical regression for categorical predictors and continuous predictors were used to analyze the data. Participation in at least one of Seakeeper's citizen science programs was used as the response variable to be predicted by the categorical variables of flag state, general cruising locations, method of propulsion, private or charter status, and the continuous predictor variables of LOA, number of crew, and number of passengers. To determine which characteristics of yachts were best fit to predict participation, I analyzed the p-value of a model for statistical significance, compared alkaline information criterion, or AIC scores, and plotted graphs using the packages EM-means and ggplot2, which visually described the probability that a yacht would participate in a citizen science program given the best fit variables. 11 models were analyzed using GLM with binomial logistical regression for categorical predictors and continuous predictors in R to determine which variables from the dataset would be best fit to predict the likelihood of a vessel participating in a citizen science program. Of those, one model was statistically significant with a p-value of 0.036. This model used participation in a citizen science program as its response variable to be explained by the parameters of flag state, which would be either U.S. or foreign flagged, and cruising location, either regional or world cruising. As we can see in this table, the summary output of this model yielded a low AIC score relative to the other models, indicating that it is the best fit model for this data. U.S. flag vessels that are world cruising are 2.8 times more likely to participate than regional foreign flag vessels, according to the odds ratio that you see in the final column. Here we can see the relationship of U.S. flag boats that travel the world being the most likely to participate in a citizen science program. On the x-axis, we have the cruising range of the vessels, which would be either regional or world cruising. The black dot indicates foreign flag vessels, and the blue indicates a U.S. flag vessel. The y-axis shows the probability that a vessel will participate in a citizen science program, given those characteristics with a 95% confidence interval. Despite there being only one model with statistical significance, my hypothesis was supported in that there are demographics and characteristics of yachts which correlate to their level of engagement. This is evidenced by the significant p-value of less than 0.05 for the combined variables of location and flag state. The results suggest that U.S. flag vessels that are world cruising are the most likely discovery yachts to participate in a citizen science program. U.S. flag vessels, unlike other popular foreign flag states, are typically owned by U.S. citizens, as carrying a U.S. flag requires you to pay U.S. taxes on your vessel, employ U.S. crew, and maintain high standards of construction with regular inspections. With Seakeepers being headquartered in the U.S., I speculate that U.S. vessel owners feel a strong connection and desire to support an organization founded in the U.S. When considering that these U.S. vessels are also engaged in world travel, we must reflect on how travel can transform the way we view the environment and our role within. Travel has often been linked to increased environmental awareness and improved environmental behaviors to conserve the natural environment, where travelers have built a deeper connection with and witnessed the negative impacts of unsustainable practices firsthand. There is also a positive correlation between people who claim to be environmentally aware and the frequency with which they travel, as environmentally conscious people view certain places as diminishing due to climate change and wish to see them before they do so. Some are even so inclined to lessen or counteract their environmental impact caused by various modes of travel, such as the diesel fuel expended operating a yacht or an airplane. Eco-conscious activities, such as participating in a citizen science project at Seakeepers, can provide this offset that environmentally aware world travelers are looking for. The health of our world and everyone in it depends on healthy oceans, but without accurate data on threats and stressors to the marine environment, we will not be able to make necessary changes to address those issues. Citizen science through Seakeepers Discovery Yacht Program can make a difference by increasing the frequency and scale of data collection when compared to traditional methods. Getting citizens involved in studying the ocean also has the added benefit of increasing environmental awareness and improving environmental behaviors of participants. Through quantitative analysis in R, this study was able to find 2 characteristics that, when combined, indicate vessels that are most likely to participate in citizen science projects at Seakeepers and contribute data that will help marine scientists better understand the oceans. Those characteristics are U.S. flagged vessels that are world cruising. In understanding that world cruising U.S. flagged boats are more likely to participate in citizen science projects, Seakeepers can choose to recruit similar vessels to become Discovery yachts. This will likely improve levels of engagement in the fleet and lead to increased data collection, which can be used to support conservation initiatives, improve marine health, and ultimately the health of our world. There is also an opportunity for further research on the predictors for ecological behavior across cultures to determine why U.S. boats or U.S. citizens would be more likely to participate outside of the reasonings found in this study. Seakeepers could also benefit from further qualitative analysis on the factors that motivate vessels to participate in their citizen science programs. In having a clearer picture of how to motivate vessels to participate, Seakeepers can further increase engagement, maximize limited resources, and therefore increase their contribution of data to marine scientists and research initiatives that can improve the aquatic environment. Here you can see the reference literature for this study. Please feel free to reach out with any questions or requests for access to the data or code used in this analysis. Thank you for your time and attention.